For day 9 of 30 Days of Death Records, we're going to look at a type of record created when a grave has been moved and reinterred at another cemetery. There can be a number of reasons that a grave might need to be moved, and this endeavor in most cases would usually create a paper trail. So when I learned that the century-old cemetery where my fourth great-grandpa, Enos Wright, was buried in Philadelphia had been purchased and demolished in 1951, I hoped to find some kind of paper trail documenting his removal, along with the rest of his family that had been buried at Oddfellows Cemetery originally. I discovered that they were moved to Longview Cemetery, where some of the deceased had been reinterred at. After contacting Longview and sending all of the information I had on Enos by mail with a check, I received this piece of mail about a week later. Getting genealogy mail is always exciting, and this receiving register did not disappoint. This particular record was created by Longview Cemetery to document receiving the remains of Enos and his family members, dated July 11th, 1951. It indicates that all 11 people were buried in the same grave, number 41, which I confirmed with the cemetery because of the confusion about what graves were actually removed from Oddfellows. Longview confirmed that all family members were buried in a single grave and that this grave did not have a monument. So where did their headstones go? There was certainly coverage in the newspapers back when it was demolished, and even as recently as 2013, when graves that were left behind had been unearthed by construction workers at the site. At the time, it was reported that archaeologists and members of the Historical Society were going to work together in an attempt to respectfully remove and identify the remains. However, any indication of that happening has yet to be found. In fact, it seems that after the public lost interest, the ground may have been filled back in, covering the remaining graves without any trace that they were discovered just below the school property. So even though the mystery of what happened to my ancestors' headstones and the thousands of others originally buried at Oddfellows Cemetery may never be solved, documents like this cemetery receiving record shed light on an otherwise mysterious situation. I did receive one more death record from Longview Cemetery in this mailing, so check back tomorrow on day 10, where I'll be sharing how I learned what became of Enos's wife, Mary.